welcome back to my channel. And today in my video I'm going to share with you about the topic choosing the right optional subject. Now, as I have told you earlier, if you have gone through my previous videos, I have told you that optional subject plays a very important role, and I think you must know that how and why you are going to select a particular subject as your optional. So let's start the video. First of all, let me discuss with you what are the importance of the optional subject. Now, firstly, in the mains paper, as you know, there are three parts of the exam. It's a long process. It's a near about 1 year process, that if you crack your prelims, then you are going to sit for your mains paper. If you crack the mains, then you are going for the personality test, and then after that you will get the ranking. Now, in your mains paper, there is a 500 marks total. 2 papers are there, which is in the descriptive form, because mains of IAS is entirely descriptive form. Now, it's a 500 marks paper, so I think you can understand the gravity of this paper, because this is going to set the final ranking of your final result. Next, so it is very important that you choose the subject wisely, because it is going to decide your future in this exam. Next, factors which you should keep in mind before you take the decision. Now, first and foremost thing which I think you should think is interest. You must have interest in that subject. You must have an basic knowledge in that subject when you choose the subject for an 500 marks writing exam paper, because you have to read a huge syllabus. A huge syllabus is there. So you must have a passion, you must have an interest, because not only this subject, but you have to read so many other subjects along with this subject. So this subject should have a special interest of yours. Next, if you have completed your graduation or your post-graduation in this particular subject, then it is going to save a lot of your time. So that is a very important decision you can easily take, that if suppose you have completed your graduation and post-graduation in history, then you must take history as your optional, or geography or political science or any other subject. Now, next is another thing is very important. Like, see, there are some subjects which are very rare, which there are lots of subjects as an optional, but most students, now there are some subjects which most of the students take, or the subjects which have more success rate. Now, you can also see those subjects before you finally take a decision. Like I will show you that. And also lastly, I think, because if you are going to a coaching center, then it's fine. But I think if you are watching the video, then you are trying to do a self-study mode or a guided mode. So for that purpose, you must have an study material. You must have guidance for your optional. It is very important. Otherwise, 500 marks paper will be quite difficult. Next is another thing, like I have shared with you top 10 subjects along with their success rate, that these are the success rates. And first of all, public administration is the most success. This subject is having the most success rate, that is near about 10.5% students have succeeded with this subject. Next is geography, then history, then psychology, sociology, political science, economics, agriculture, sociology, and any other literature subject. Literature subject means English literature or Assamese literature, Punjabi literature. These literature subjects have lot of percentage rate. Like if I talk about Assamese literature, it is having 20%, because see, there is a very less amount of people who is taking optional as these subjects, so that's why the success rate is more. So any literature subject is having more than 7 to 10% success rate, and sometimes more than 10% as well. So this is the thing. Now, next is Before taking into concern like which subject you are going to choose, you can obviously take a note of this subject and the success rate, because these are all average success rates. So this is very important. Okay, next is some subjects which I have shared with you, which are having comparatively less amount of syllabus, a static syllabus, and little bit easier, but will be easier if you have knowledge, if you have completed your graduation, post graduation in those subjects. Then don't ever think about taking any other subject, because if you take another new subject, then entirely it will be new concept for you. So that's why I think it's very important that you must have a knowledge, proper knowledge, then only the subject is going to be easier. So one is animal husbandry and veterinary science. Those who are students of these subject, don't look at any other optional. Next, geology, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, agriculture, statistics, medical sciences, management, and almost all literature subject except these three. Okay, because these three are having a huge syllabus, difficult syllabus. But other than these three, like if I talk about English literature, as because my optional is English literature, so I can tell you that there is a static syllabus of it. Like I know which novels and which prose I have to read and which drama I have to cover, and what type of questions are generally asked, or what kind of history I have to read, so that I can attempt the question. So it's a very static. But as I have seen history syllabus also of optional, so there, yeah, that is also having a static syllabus. But as because history is a very vast subject and many students take history as their optional, so the questions are getting tougher day by day, and you have to write a very standard answer to get a very good marks, otherwise it will become an average answer. So that's why choosing this kind of subjects, if you have medical science background, take medical science. If you have engineering background, take engineering as your optional, because otherwise another thing is also there which I will tell you. See, these are the subjects I've already told you. Now these are the topper choices, like those who have topped the exams. I have taken it from a very renowned website, and I have researched before writing it. So the toppers, they have basically history as their optional, because it obviously, you know, that it merges with the syllabus of the prelims and GS1 paper. So many students take history, geography, public administration, political science, sociology, philosophy, because these subjects are already getting covered in our mains and prelims preparation. So that is the reason why these subjects are being taken by most of the students. Even science background, engineering background students also take history, geography as their optional, because their logic is basically that the subjects are getting covered in their prelims and mains preparation. So yeah, that's also okay. If you are confident that you can entirely start a new chapter or a new subject, then you can go for it. But these are the toppest choices, those were the success rates, those were the easier subjects. Now I have shared everything with you. Now the final decision is yours. Next comes, what's wrong? Now final suggestions from my side, like final decision is always yours, but always be ready to know the reason why you have chosen the particular optional, because if you don't have a proper education background with it, or career related to that subject, then you must know the reason behind it, because in your personality test it will be asked. Because if you see the demo videos of the interviews, they first of all ask about your optional subject, and you have to be ready with all the possible answers, that why have you chosen this subject as your optional. Like if you have an engineering background, they are going to ask you, if your optional is history or political science, why have you taken it. Okay, so these answers, if you are ready with those answers, then you can go for it. So when you are choosing a subject, you must have a reason behind it, that yes, this is the reason why am I choosing this subject. Another thing is confidence and passion should be there. You can be an engineering student, but if you think I have a more passion in history, you can go for the subject and you are going to get very good marks. So these are the things which I think is very important before taking the final decision. Another thing which I have told you before also, that don't change your optional, like you stick to it, because already if you have covered 20-30% syllabus of your optional and then you think of changing it, then you have wasted your time. So try not to do that. So this was the end of the video. Now let me tell you my whatever I have thought about this channel. So I'm going to provide you a few videos, and I'm going to run a few different video series on sociology, on disaster management, on English literature, and on internal security. Now for the optional case, I know that very less amount of students take English literature as their optional, so that's why I thought, let me share with you whatever I am preparing and whatever I have prepared, so I can share with you. And these subjects, as I already told you, that very less videos are available in the YouTube, so I thought of preparing all of these subjects. So thank you so much for watching this video. So if you like, please subscribe and share my channel to those people who are preparing for UPSC, because I think it might help them. So stay safe. Bye bye.